Well, I'm going to miss the people that I work with on a daily basis, the children that I have contact with, especially the people in the immediate office. Going to miss my superintendent. Just going to miss a whole lot of people associated with the work that I do every day.
In your career in education, just like anybody who's done something for a couple of years, you've had a variety of jobs. Which one, looking back now, have you enjoyed the most?
I never had a job that I was unhappy with. In fact, I found pleasure and reasons to be, elated about what it is I was doing in all cases. I always wanted to be a principal, a high school principal, and if I had to select a job that, this was just my dream job, it was being able to run my own ship, and that was the principalship at Green Oak High School.
Let me ask you this. 43 years is such a long time.
Hey. I've been in radio.
She started when she was 2.
It really is a long time.
Miss Mary, I mentioned it because I've been in radio 43 years. So, no, it's just we're just a couple of kids here. We can go for a malt later.
Let me ask you this, and I know you'll be honest with me. You have nothing to lose. What's the worst change in education over those years, and what's the best thing that's happened?
Some of the elements of accountability or probably, to me, the worst things that happen. When you label a school as an F school, it's hard to work under those umbrellas. It's hard to get people into the school. It's hard to get people in a mindset that you can come out of that. We graduate students from schools that are tagged F, just like we graduate students that are tagged A's and B's. And the paperwork that those youngsters get and the future assured to them is identical. So why would you label a school and cause those kinds of things to be something that they have to work through and deal with on a day-to-day basis? It just does not seem, it never seemed really fair to me.
The best thing?
The best thing, probably the best thing that has happened is the attention to jobs, getting students ready for jobs that don't even exist right now, being attuned to what's going to happen next, and that's why we exist, so that we can produce students and citizenry that can move us forward. So that's probably the best thing.
Miss Mary, through the years, oh my goodness, local schools, local boards, local principals, etc., it seems have lost more and more control of their schools, of the decision making to the federal government. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I support local control because we know what it is that our youngsters need. But when it comes to setting standards of performance, if it is that our students are going to have to compete on a global basis, then you need some input from the persons who have a more global aspect, a perspective of what it is that needs to be accomplished. So there are pros and cons on both sides.
Caddo voters have said no to expansion plans for Caddo and realigning some schools. As you leave the system, what message would you have to voters about what we really need to look at and what we really need to do to address our issues?
Well, that's very personal to me because I attended Oak Park Elementary School in the Hollywood Heights. If you pass by there now, it's just a feel of, it's beautiful now. But the school has been leveled. I graduated from Bethune High School, and it's now a defunct program. So I understand the emotions attached to it. But if we're going to really move the district forward, if we're going to operate efficiently and effectively, we have to lay the emotions aside. We have to get out of the brick and mortar mentality, and we have to look to service youngsters of the future. And I would say to people, I understand how hard and how difficult it is, but when you have fewer students to service, you have less funding to depend on, then you just cannot continue to do things the same way that you've done them in the past. Hard messages to receive, but I hope that as I retire, I'll be able to talk to schools and communities that have to face these kinds of situations and say, look, it has happened to me. I fully understand. But I have a grandson in the program now. and look at all of the advantages he has because we did what we had to do to address the changes.